Not today, pal. Not today.
Oh, you
Oh,
are?
let's do it.
Oh, look at that sneaky roll. Cassim is just, he's so
Yes.
good at what he does. Go ahead, James. Let him know who's here. Go ahead.
She's like our MVP. She's been on Not Today, Pal the most out of anybody, right? Is this your second or third time on?
Oh, they
Not
see
Today?
me already?
Yeah. This is the second
Yeah.
time on here, but we had our pajama pants at least twice.
yes.
3 times?
Oh, pajama pants.
She's our favorite gal. It's Drea de Matteo.
thanks,
Drea de
guys.
Matteo. So you're the best. Whenever we're like, who do we want to talk to? It really is
You
like
never,
you and Cassim.
you just bring it. Well, I think there's a comfortability level here that just always
Mom.
is. You're
No.
not mom.
No,
You're
no,
not
no,
mom.
not at all.
Grandma.
Yeah.
Cool aunt.
I'm
Yeah.
Fidel Castro.
You're Fidel Castro.
Yeah, that's why you like
Rock
Fidel
on,
Castro.
No, today I'm Aida Turturro.
No, you're the real deal though. You're on. You keep it real. You're honest, and we love that about you.
And as you get older, I feel like you just get more and more interesting.
Yes.
Oh,
Because you're
more and more
you're-
fucking crazy.
You're diving into shit, and we want to talk about it. Because I know last time you're kind of like, I don't want to say certain things in this. Your boy Trump's president. You could say whatever you want now.
My boy.
Come on, tell us. We want to know. We want to know because you get deep in the shit. All right, let's start with this. What are you most interested in right now?
I mean,
See, she
What do you-
never wants to say it.
what do you think I'm most? What do
We
you
made a
think?
list of things we wanted
My
to
hot
talk to you about.
flashes. Hold on.
Take
Yeah,
it
here
off.
you go.
Let me take my
this
fucking jacket
viewership
off.
just
Take
went
it
up.
off.
We just retained watchers.
I'm
yeah.
so fat right now that they're gonna have a lot of tits. There's gonna be some hot tit action.
Your
on this
boobies
show
are big
today.
right now.
They're massive. I should be carrying a baby. I'm so fat, but I am carrying babies in my ass.
Well, this
cheeks.
just in, guys like fat chicks all of a
I
sudden.
am so fat. It's ridiculous. This
Can-
is menopause, people.
Tell us what, because you're deep in, where are you? What is your lane? I know your conspiracies, which now are just facts, right?
Right.
Yeah,
you're-
I was going to say,
where-
conspiracy is a loose term.
How
now.
would you describe your lane that you're deep into right now that you weren't really deep into 5 years ago?
I would love for you guys to explain what lanes you're in and then see how fucking fast your viewership tanks. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, the thing is, Rob and I aren't in lanes. That's why I think
I'm
we
not
love
either,
to have
though.
these conversations. Do you agree?
Of course, but
Ish?
even with just like with things with politics, like I surface level stuff. I feel like you fucking
get in the
dive
Well,
in.
you do the work. You do the research.
Yeah.
You
That's
why
pay
I'm mom.
attention. Okay, that's why you're mom.
Or grandma.
Okay.
Yeah. So just what? Tell us in the last week, 5 days, or whatever. What's something that you saw that you were like, what are you into? Because I feel like it's always kind of vague with you. Of like, you better watch out, but
It's
you
not
don't
vague.
really.
You
Huh?
do? You feel like she's vague? I
No,
feel like
just
she's
with
very
the
specific.
just with the kind of stuff. Like she'll be like, you don't want me to say it. You don't want this. We want you to say it now. Trump's in. You're safe.
Well, listen. I wasn't a psycho Trumper.
Right.
I was
Right.
all about Kennedy forever.
Yes.
The Trump thing, that I came on really late, and that was just to bash on that fucking guy who said that Trump didn't have any strong women around him. Who's that? The Cuban guy. That was the first time I actually endorsed Trump, because I thought it would be fun to make one of those videos and be like, fuck you, because I have so many women friends that surround him. And not just that, I mean, I can see with my own eyes, like there are, and a lot of strong women who were supporting him. I mean, I used to get annoyed at Robbie for walking down the street in his MAGA hat.
This
And
is your
My
husband,
my
boyfriend,
boyfriend,
fiance.
Robbie,
What do we call him? Just boyfriend.
My
Okay.
boyfriends.
Yeah.
Because I'm like 20.
Mm-hmm.
My
Mom.
boyfriend Robbie, and he'd wear the MAGA hat everywhere, and I was like, dude, I already have enough people staring at me when I walk down the street, and now people hate me because of this whole political thing. I don't feel like dealing with it if we're just like out having something to eat. Someone's gonna shit in our food.
100%, especially in LA.
But every time I turn my head and then I turn back around, he has like swarms of women around him. Oh my God, we love your hat. We love your hat. It's all these 50-year-old liberal women, the ones I was trying to convert. I didn't have success converting a lot of them, but some, yes. And it was never to convert them to Trump. I didn't care about that. It was more because he can get in there and fuck it all up.
Of course, anybody can.
And believe me, I'm like, I'm watching. Now that I took a nap after he was elected, long nap, I wasn't paying attention to all of the people he was choosing. I was hearing, smatterings of, oh shit, the corruption's going to continue, just, another deep state changing of the guard, like all of this sort of stuff. But then when the fires happened, that's when I woke back up. I was
Tell
like,
me.
oh shit, I need to wake up. Now I need to know what's happening because here it is. It's on our doorstep.
And teach
So
us,
what's
what did
happening?
you
What
learn?
do you think is happening right now?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know, but what's your feeling?
I was warned to get out of LA before January 1st. Like heavily warned by a lot of different entities, whether they were like, I know I'm not a real like, we were just talking about this outside, the whole telepathy thing.
Yeah.
This isn't telepathy. It was, a lot of ground people, normal people that, fans that are in the military, stuff like that. OnlyFans, fans,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But there's, when you're doing what I've been doing for the last year, people just sort of feed you little bits of information. But the telepathy thing, and this is not, people are going to think I'm fucking crazy, but I do think that, like, okay, when your parents are gone, like both my parents are gone now, and you start to talk to God more than
Yeah.
ever. And I'm not one of these like God pushers because everybody should do their own thing. Like I never taught my kids any specific religion. I was like, you guys will pick what you want, what resonates for you. But in the last 4 years, when I saw how demonized any aspect of standing in the light became like a thing, like don't stand in the light, stay in the dark, believe this, listen to this, like all of these lies and manipulations and even things that we thought were important, like, even like women's rights or equality of, different races, like just all the different things. And then they took all that stuff and they completely mangled it up and they weaponized it into a place of complete division. Like now everybody is pissed off because boys can't be boys. I mean, I have a son, so I know I've watched these 13-year-old boys kind of fight against this idea that they all need to kind of be little girls. And especially my son with his hair down to his ass.
Right.
I shouldn't talk about my kids on any show ever again, especially this one.
Because listen.
Ooh, that was saucy.
And for people who don't remember, there was a little, what would you call
I don't
what
care, you
happened
can
after
repeat
that? It was, so basically, here's what
Always backlash when I talk about my kids.
Right, and
Always.
I'll set up exactly what happened.
They're your kids.
Yeah,
How's
I
that
don't remember
backlash?
exactly, but it was something like Drea had a photo that she put on Instagram, and then her son saw it and was like, you could fix this. Like there was something wrong with it. And then she happened to use that photo for OnlyFans. And I said, and because I heard that story, I jokingly
He's
said,
sugarcoating it.
I jokingly
Hold on,
said,
you want me to give it straight?
yeah,
give it
well,
straight.
He was here at the podcast with us.
Yeah.
And you said, how do you feel about your mom's OnlyFans? And he said, I edit some of the pictures.
right, and
Yes.
that's what
And
that was going to be
was it.
that was going to be the tail end of my story. But I was going to say
okay.
because and then what we found out is there were normal pictures of you, nothing full nude, nothing, that he was like, look, this looks better, and you were like, oh shit, it does. And then you use those for OnlyFans. So I jokingly said, well, your son edits your OnlyFans photo, or is your OnlyFans editor, however I said it. And like, we put out the pod. I don't follow the news. I don't know what's going on. And 2 weeks later, she's like, do you know, like, you don't know what's going on with me because of your pod? And I'm like, I have no idea what you're even talking about. And she's like, they have come for me saying that like my son is the editor of my OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah. Even fans on OnlyFans were asking me if it was true.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. But there were a specific group of pictures where I'm dressed like a superhero. I'm wearing, it's like it could be a movie.
Yeah.
But, I don't do anything on OnlyFans that I wouldn't do in a movie. So,
Right.
I mean, so that's not exciting to anybody. Maybe they don't want to come subscribe, but you should come subscribe anyway because, I haven't gotten to do some of these things in movies. I'm sorry. I'm just pushing it. But yeah. So it was fun. But I'm just, I want you to talk about the kids. I'll talk about the kids all day. I don't fucking care. But they were saying that Child Protective Services should come take the kids away.
Oh my
yeah.
god!
And what happened was after the pod, I forget who had said, like, man, maybe we should take that out. And I was like, what? Like, I didn't even know it was a thing. And I was like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
But you guys are so, like, in the know of what people will come for you for because you're in that area. So
had
you're like,
nothing.
somebody might. And I was like, I don't even think we said anything wrong. And then we kind of, like, were taking pictures and, like, brushed past it. But
I didn't
I
give
felt
a
bad.
shit. I felt bad for him,
Of
but I
course,
didn't
it's your
care that
kid.
much because he wasn't in school. And that's why when you even said to me, do you want me to do something? I was like, no. I was like, I don't give a fuck. It's just funny. Like, look at all these lunatics
Yeah.
that have nothing better to do. And if they knew the kind of mom I am. And then
The best.
I
You are
think
the
we,
best
we
mom.
I thank you. You too.
No, but you are. You like your kids are. You're everything. If like only people knew.
I know. I don't really have much of a life. And that is the truth. Like a lot of people want to say, she had to do OnlyFans because she couldn't work anymore. And it's like, no, I could work. I just chose not to work for years because I just want to be with the kids. I just took money gigs. That was it. Nothing that would. So whatever. No one needs to know my personal life, even though I will
Yeah.
tell anybody anything they want to know. What do you want to know?
So people were warning you to get out of LA before
people
January
were warning
1st.
me to get out of LA before. It was before July 14th originally. That something was going to happen off the coast of San Diego.
oh, yeah, you were telling me get water. You were, like, stock up on water.
Well, I still
Before
think
July
I still think
14th.
everybody should do that. I do. I think we should be prepared, and I think that preppers are not idiots. I think they're
Yeah,
not
having water
maniacs.
is-
I mean, look at what happened in the last. I mean, I have hope that this new administration is not the changing of the guard after watching, certain things. Like today was the big Davos summit, my favorite place in the world, when all of the
Billionaires
all
and
of the
trillionaires.
the billionaires, when all of the superheroes get together to talk about how they're gonna save the world, through the climate crisis, and Trump fucking didn't go. One of his best speeches. He's not a great speech guy. I don't think. And by the way, again, back to the whole Trump thing. I was never a Trumper.
Right.
Ever. I personally thought he was amusing, and I dig him. He's a New Yorker. He reminds me of my dad in strange ways, especially his
dance.
His dance moves are my dad. I don't know if he learned that from my dad, but from everybody's dad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't care about him. I cared about people just waking up to the truth and people coming together to fight against whatever the evil was that was out there. It has nothing to do with Trump, because he's going to have to call in a bazillion corrupt favors at this point, I'm sure, because it's all, they're still a part of this billionaire boys club. I just don't know. I think the difference between him and someone like Putin or Xi Jinping and all of these guys, not the difference, the similarity. So when people are saying he's a fascist, he's this, it's just all such bullshit and noise. But the thing that Trump, and I think the thing that people wanted him for, is that, and it's the people that are in the know. It's a lot of people are not in the know. Like a lot of Democrats don't really know. And I'm a Democrat. I'm a liberal, like a fucking super left liberal. But a lot of them don't understand the issue over the country's sovereignty. And I think that was the biggest issue for a lot of Republicans. And then, obviously at another tier, the issue was just the regular working class Republican or Democrat that flipped, that can't afford anything, that can't live life. California tax everywhere, the federal tax. I mean, we're working for the government, and it should always be the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
And, we don't know these things when we're working on The Sopranos and we're living the high life and we're getting wasted and we're on the biggest fucking TV show of all time. We're just like, this is fucking great. But it was all
Yeah.
happening. I mean, the World Trade Center fell while we were doing that show.
Yeah.
And it didn't just fucking fall. Like, I don't believe anything around that story, and I really hope he declassifies those papers, because I know today he just announced that the Kennedy papers will
Yeah,
be.
we saw that.
Yeah, and that's, I think America, if they do hear a lot of this stuff, they're gonna freak the fuck out, man. knowing just how badly
We've been lied to.
we've been lied to by our own country, how the phone call was always coming from inside the house for the last maybe 60 years.
This episode is sponsored by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Casino app and have your favorite real money casino games right at your fingertips. New customers play just $5 and spin for a shot at $2,000 in casino credits. Plus, deposit $5 and get a deposit match up to $1,000 in casino bonus funds. The crown is yours. Choose from over 300 real money games like slots, blackjack, roulette, live dealer games, whenever you want. I mean, what a way to just kill some time, have some fun, all in the palm of your hand. If DraftKings Casino isn't yet available in your state, check out DraftKings Daily Fantasy app, where you still have a shot at winning cash prizes all season long. And rest assured, DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Head to the DraftKings Casino app right now. Sign up using promo code NOTTODAY. Again, new players play $5 and spin for a shot at $2,000 in casino credits, plus deposit $5 and get a deposit match up to $1,000 in casino bonus funds. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 and over. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Opt-in required. Casino credits are non-withdrawable and expire in 168 hours. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos.
When you think of businesses that are selling through the roof, like Aloe or Skims, yes, they have a great product and marketing, but an often overlooked secret is actually the business that is making selling simple, and for millions of businesses, that's Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not so secret with Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Look, if I was smart enough to come up with an idea for a business, there is no doubt that I would be going to Shopify to help me put all those pieces together. So upgrade your business and get the same checkout as Aloe and Skims. So sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/nottoday, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/nottoday to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/nottoday.
So when you talk about, like you said, when you're doing what I've been doing for the last year, like how do you describe what you're doing?
I mean, digging my grave. Just digging my grave
That's
so
how
that
it
my
Digging your
feels.
grave to who?
so that my
Like
kids
Hollywood?
can stand tall and stand on my grave.
Right, well,
So
that's
my
because
kids can
you
stand
live
on my-
in LA,
on
so
top
you
of my
feel like-
tombstone.
Yeah, you feel like you're digging your grave in because you live in LA. But like you said, so many people come and reach out to you and are like so supportive of what you're doing. But again, like really, what, like if I had to, because it's hard for me to describe and like make it like tangible, like what exactly you're doing. Like what are you doing different
I mean,
than
nothing really. I mean, I guess I was the only person. I guess my nose is running now.
It's from the LA
Here,
fires.
this was
I know.
just from me.
I'll just wipe. Oh, thanks. Did you wipe your butt with it?
I didn't wipe my butt with it.
Cass was gonna come
I
in
don't
with
wipe my
tissues.
butt.
It's the old
And
Cass,
Cass, you got a tissue here that's been used by Drea and Jamie. We could probably get.
I'll sell that bad boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe we get. What do we get? A G.
Do we
started
auction
at
it
a
off
G?
for charity or no?
At
Not
1,000?
anymore. No, we keep
Yeah,
the
we
money.
donate. We donate
We're
100%
unemployed.
to
We
the
keep
fires.
the money. No,
Yeah.
that's ours.
We'll give it all to Dre. She could do whatever.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah,
and-
because I can never work again in this
Yeah.
town. It doesn't matter who the fucking president is. The same people still own all the fucking TV stations and the studios and all of that shit.
So do you get offered work by other people, like people who are outside of the LA whatever machine?
I mean, I left everything. When my agent dropped me back in COVID, that was a while ago.
And they dropped you because you said publicly you weren't going to get vaccinated?
No, I think they just realized there was nothing they could do, and it was just the way it was done was fucking lame, unfriendly, because she was a friend, and I was like, this isn't how you do business. But maybe this is how you fucking do business. I don't know. And if this is, I don't want anything to do with this shit because, be a human being. But I guess you can't. So you just told my manager to let me go, and that's cool. See you later. So now I don't have any representation. I don't have a manager anymore. I recently got rid of the manager because I'm like, what am I? He wouldn't even make phone calls on my behalf when the OnlyFans thing came out. He's like, I didn't do that, and I'm not commissioning that, so I'm not responding to these press phone calls. And I was like, but you know that I went totally broke and almost lost my house. Like, I was taking care of Monkey, the old lady who raised me. You guys remember?
Of course, yeah.
Of course.
For you guys that don't know, she was my nanny. She was my nanny growing up. So
Yeah.
I took care of her until she died.
You took amazing care of her.
I did. I loved
that's
her.
what's so-
But she took good care of us.
That's what's so fucked up to see is like when you know somebody like who you are and how you raise your kids and you like taking care of like I remember the first time going over to your apartment and you're like, that's Monkey. And there was
Yeah.
literally just like an old lady who lived in your apartment in New York City. And I was like, what are you talking about? And you're like, and it's not your mom or your grandma. You're just like, yeah,
like
this
cutting
lady like
vegetables in the kitchen
Yeah,
or
it's my
peeling
mascot.
potatoes.
yeah. It's like
family
yeah,
mascot.
She was your ride or die.
I
she was
know.
I know.
yeah, and
That
then
was
when
my
when you know
girl.
your friends and that's the other thing. It's like sometimes when you say things on a podcast, you forget people are listening. You know what I mean? And then
Yes.
something comes out and people are going after you, and you're like, fuck. You're like, how do you want everyone to know who you know and be like, listen, just because this person thinks differently than you, like, look at this shit. Like it's a bummer when people are fucking coming for you.
That's why it doesn't bother me, though. I guess at my age, if I were younger, maybe, like with Bama, with my daughter, she's so worried still, even though she flipped me with a lot of my, my super liberal ways, she got me to see what was going on in the world through her eyes at school, know.
Wow.
But
Can you give it one example of that? Like what you mean?
they were handing out hangers at her school with pamphlets. There was like a whole slew of these gay boys handing out hangers for abortion and talking about how motherhood was forced enslavement. And it was crazy to hear that. And, I come from a place where my great-grandmother was the only abortionist in 1950s Harlem. So, I'm pro-choice. But this came during the COVID era, like after the COVID era.
And she was what age at that point when you just to give somebody an...
She was a freshman in high school.
my
Right, so
God.
she's 13, 14.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
BLM freaked her out. She was like, I'm racist, because all her friends were either black or Hispanic. And she was like, I can't believe that this is like, she doesn't remember a lot of this stuff. Like when I tell her, she's like, that's not true. It was such a fucking weird time. But she taught me a lot about, I think because they were talking about her school a lot. Was it third term abortion and then after birth abortion? So they were trying to normalize these things. And she was like, I can't get on board with this.
They were talking about after birth abortions in her school.
Yeah, it just became like common. Like she showed me a video and I was like, she's like, is this real? Everything was like, what is the Ukraine-Russia war about, Mama? Like, what is going on with this situation? I'm like, I need to learn because I
Yeah.
don't want to
Yeah.
I don't want to mislead her.
Yeah.
There is so much misinformation out there. I get banned from fucking Instagram for trying to expose the truth, and then I get banned from misinformation, and then all my friends are unfollowing me because they think I'm a fucking psycho radical, and I'm like, no, I'm just trying to show you guys some of the truth. This is the real shit that's going on.
What do you know some of the stuff that you've posted that has caused you to be...
Are you still
Canceled or
banned from
removed?
Instagram?
I just went after them again today.
Well, didn't Zuckerberg go on Rogan saying like,
Yes.
oh, I'm not gonna, but that's all bullshit? Or there's just certain things that are still...
I at him now. He doesn't see this shit, but I keep adding Instagram and Zuckerberg because it's the only time I ever got any traction. So I added them over a post about this military veteran who's like 27 years old. So she's been kicked out of the military. Not kicked out. She took the vaccine and she couldn't walk after the second vaccine. And I saw Robbie, my boyfriend, was posting it. And I go, what are you posting on Veterans Day? And he said, it's my friend's little sister. And she can't walk. She's in a wheelchair over the vaccine. And I was like, am I allowed to say that on this fucking show?
Whatever you say, whatever you want.
No, but are you guys gonna? I don't want to.
I don't give a fuck. Say whatever you want. I mean, we're
Okay.
not gonna worry about like.
Well, go to Lindy's GoFundMe. You can find it on my page.
There you go. Yeah.
Go to her GoFundMe. She needs like another $20,000 because the government won't fucking pay for it. And Trump just announced that he was going to reinstate all the military that said no to the shot. And they got dishonorable discharge. And she was threatened with dishonorable discharge. So she didn't want that because this girl's a fucking hero. I mean, if you would see the photos, and not too many girls get to the point where she's jumping out of fucking airplanes.
Wow.
You know, she's carrying all her own fucking gear. This wasn't a DEI, you know, chick
Right.
in the military situation. She's a fucking beast, and now she can't move. And it doesn't happen to everyone, but everybody's body's different, and every, you know, it's not a one size fits all. That things need to be nuanced, and to be mandated in that way was criminal. And she's just trying to get by right now and trying to walk again. So she went to a clinic called the Spiro Clinic, where they're helping people, you know, deal with the neurological effects of the vaccine. And it's still terrible, but she's going to need to be there for weeks on end, being able to walk again. There's been huge success stories at that place, but they took that post down on Instagram, and they said it was misinformation, that I was pushing drug use and inciting violence and like all of this fucking crazy
Pushing
shit.
drug use.
Yes, and I don't know why. I don't know what I said in the copy of it. I'm sure there was nothing in there about that, or I don't even know what the terminology. Her brother wrote the post, and I reposted it.
Okay.
Right.
I went at them, and I was like, "How dare you? You know, try to minimize someone who's trying to raise money for a military vet, for a hero that took a shot for your fucking country.
Yeah.
Like, how is this okay?" And then they immediately took that one down, but kept me penalized for everything else. But they blocked her for a while, wouldn't let anybody see her. And then she started getting blocked when she didn't know that there was a movement out there to help them and that there were a lot of other injured people. She had no idea. She thought she was just fucked.
What do you mean they kept you penalized for everything else? Meaning,
Oh, God. I mean, I got penalized for a screenshot from The Sopranos. The scene where I'm bent over with the with the tennis coach.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everybody posts that. It's like a meme at this point.
Yeah.
The ass cheeks. It's like, who cares?
That's
Right.
mild
I mean-
compared to some of the shit that I just come across.
Oh yeah. And then Bama found all this other. She's like, look at Doja Cat. Is that the right name? Mm-hmm. She's like, look at this thing.
Yeah, I
She's
wouldn't
like,
know.
I mean, they're showing people's assholes.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
You
of
know?
course.
So I'm like, what the fuck? So that had me banned for a long time, that I was using nudity. And then I found a company that could would lift the ban for $2,000. And Robbie was like, "You're not doing it. You'll be paying $2,000 monthly." Because I post shit. It's true. I would
Yeah,
be just
'cause you'll
paying
get-
over and over again
Right.
to, you know, and it's some like side windy way, because you can't email Instagram. You have to just at them and show them what the fuck.
Really?
So now they give me a list. They gave me a list of 10 posts, and I went and removed everything that they thought could have been misinformation. I can't see what they're complaining about because there's no more image. So they're just saying you're banned because of this and this and this, but I have no idea what the posts are, so I can't even go in and remove them. Or I already removed them all, and they're still banning me, and I can't monetize. But then somehow I got my page back a few days ago when he was all over, you know, doing all the press. It was like something must have lifted. Maybe it was when TikTok went down. I don't know what it was, but I was like, oh my God, I'm getting like, you know, 30,000 views again on a post where I was getting 50 views
Well,
on my stories.
I think after Zuckerberg went on Rogan, it felt like like from the vibe. I only saw clips, but it felt like from a vibe thing, like there was going to be changes. Like
Yeah, that's what
it
I
wasn't
thought.
going to be. But you're saying, because I'm not.
Well,
on,
it did. Everything, all my
Yeah.
check marks, all my big red exclamation points were all gone, and I had all green check marks, like you're good to go. And then today,
Right back to ass cheeks. Bang.
yeah,
Yeah,
like today
sure.
they approved the ass cheeks picture. That shit was up a year ago. Oh, it's approved now. It was a story. It was a 24-hour story, and I've been shut down for a year over that almost. And then whatever other posts, I have no idea. I know that I was over Lindy's. Go to her GoFundMe right now, Lindy on my Instagram and on my X page.
So out of all this time that you've been doing this, what it's been a year, however long is it? Was there ever a point where you were like scared, like really scared?
I mean, not really, because I was afraid. I was really afraid during COVID, like at that time, because I knew I'd never comply. I knew that they wanted to go after, they wanted a digital dollar. I knew that it was about tying your barcode into your finances. And even though I was losing everything, it still felt really scary. I knew that it was going towards social credit scores and all that stuff. That's not conspiracy stuff. I think we're all, I mean, they do it in other countries. I think we're pretty aware of that at this point. I was petrified during that time. I knew I couldn't go home and see my mom, and she wasn't well. And I never really got to spend time with her before she passed away because of that. I had to save enough money to be able to go back to New York because I lost my house there in a fire years ago.
Yeah, explosion, right?
An explosion.
That shit was crazy. That was
Yeah.
before they knew
Buildings
that
do explode.
you were a loudmouth. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
What was that from? What was the explosion? Just a fluke, like.
The landlord, my landlord couldn't stand that landlord. This was like the Ukrainians versus the Russians. So my landlord was Ukrainian. That landlord was a Russian. And she had 2 buildings, and she jimmied the gas lines, and she had contractors come in and mess with the gas lines. I remember doing an autograph signing, and this guy came on my line and said, you know, I was the Con Edison worker who said that those pipes weren't fit for gas, for gas. And I didn't know if I believed him. They put a lock on it. They put a lock on the something. I didn't know if I really believed him or not, because, you know, you get a bunch of fucking crazies coming up. And plus I was suing the fucking city. We were suing in a class action lawsuit for $17 million. And, which I never heard about again, by the way. Ever.
What do you mean you never heard about it?
Never heard a word about it. And that lawsuit, that was pure fucking negligence by the city of New York.
Was nobody in the building?
Animals died, and 2 young boys died that were in the restaurant. So there was a busboy who had just come to America, and he died. And then the boy that was eating in there with his date, they had walked out. He walked back in to pay, and the building exploded. And he died, and they named the street after him.
Wow.
They could have named the street after both the kids. I don't care if the other guy wasn't legal.
Yeah.
You know, but it was 2 boys, 2 young boys, 20s.
Do you remember when I was living uptown and the crane fell through my building? Do you remember that whole thing?
Yeah.
Did that happen when you were? Because that happened when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, it happened when I was 20, early 20s.
Yeah.
It's like if you Google it, it like comes up like Robert Eiler crane fell through, whatever.
My friend's mom was stuck under the crane. On the other one from years ago in the 80s.
Right. Well, that thing, two people died, but then everybody in my building was like, "We're gonna sue," and I remember just being like, "Have fun," because I knew what it would be.
But was
like,
it a city contractor or was it a private company?
I don't know, but I just know it was gonna be years of fucking, you know, what I thought
Yeah.
would be like hell or whatever. And I think my grandpa, somebody was like, "You don't want to get involved in what that's gonna be," and blah blah blah. But yeah, I never, and like for everybody in the building, I never heard from those people on what happened or whatever. But like,
That's fucked.
yeah, like with your like what? So did you try and follow up on it, or you?
I
just,
did. I asked about it a lot, especially when I was totally fucking broke before
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Well, you lost your
I lost
first
everything.
home.
Yeah, I've been living there since I was 20, and I rented it because it was so cheap. And my landlord loved me, and it was, you know, it was only 4 apartments in my building, so she was going to give me another floor, and it still would have cost basically fucking nothing, and it was huge. I mean, have you ever seen that apartment?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was great.
It was massive
Yeah.
for New York. Like, holy shit. And it didn't hit me until I had to go back home at work. Because I was
And you had
here
nowhere
when
to
it happened.
stay.
I was in LA. And I was like, now I can't afford to get back into the city. I don't work like that. I don't ever want to work where I have to work that fucking hard, be away from my kids like that to be able to pay a New York City rent. That apartment would be like $14,000 a month now.
Wow.
Yeah, that place was
You know?
sick. I mean, you had like 2 Great Danes in there,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
You're
I had
fucking
3 of them and a
massive.
bulldog.
You're wild.
I was a
dude.
maniac walking down the street before Sopranos.
Yeah.
They already saw me coming.
Dude, let's talk about something a little more fun. Let's have a little more fun. So remember 20 years ago when they were like,
Look at all these fucking notes he's got.
I got some, listen, you're a very important guest. When they remember when they were cloning people and they were like, we cloned a sheep, like, and people like celebrated it and we cloned this. And it was, do you remember that? Like, it was like 20 years ago, right?
I
Cass, am I
know.
right on
Didn't
that?
Barbara Streisand clone her dogs?
It happened in
Perhaps.
Korea. Right. And then
Yeah.
people started saying they were cloning their pets and they were doing all this stuff. How did we go from like, we can't clone people, we can't clone anything, to we're cloning our pets and they're coming out perfect, to then 20 years later, no one talks about cloning anymore. So that's what I
mean,
wanted to ask
You
you.
want to know about that conspiracy?
Yeah.
That's what I want to
Tell us
know.
what's happening.
You know, I don't know about that one. When I went to go do Roseanne the other day,
Tell us about that. How was Roseanne?
that was the first thing she said
You think
to
she's a
me.
clone?
Oh, really?
No.
No, she's great.
Could you
I love
imagine?
Roseanne.
I love her so much.
So
oh my
tell
God,
us
I'm
about-
so
where did you go to
excited
do that?
Be with her. She's here for a minute. Oh, you should have had her on the show.
And you had fun?
Yes, I love her. And it was in the middle of the fires. And I was supposed to do her in Austin when I saw you. When I was there
Does
last
she live in
time.
Austin?
She's got a place there. Oh, she
Oh.
got the fuck out of here. And then, but she still has her place here. And we canceled for like a year. And then I finally went and did it in the middle of evacuating nonstop. I had to make sure a bag was packed. I was like, I can't believe I'm going to go and leave my house right now if we might have to evacuate. But we went and did it. And we tried to talk about the fires, but then we digressed.
So you said the first thing she asked you about was cloning?
She mentioned something about the cloning in the tunnels.
Well, here we
Oh,
go.
the LA tunnels?
Yes, and I don't know that much about that stuff.
Okay. Cass, are you finding anything over there? What are you finding, babe? Tell us.
I
what
mean,
do
you
you
know about the New York tunnels too, right?
What?
Well, I know people live
Central
under there,
Park.
like
The
the
secret
mole people and
Starbucks.
shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, I can tell you this about the tunnels, and this is public knowledge: is that there are huge corporations and businesses underground that go really fucking deep. And like, there's a restaurant in LA that like stores their cheese there, and supposedly, I don't know if this is true, but some celebrities know how to take the underground tunnels to get to places faster. But I don't know if that's true. But there
What-
are film archives are kept underground.
What a conspiracy. We bring you here for the hot stuff. Guys, just so you know, there's cheese under LA.
cheese.
Special cheese.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
We
The
got
rich
cheese under
cheese.
LA.
Rich
people
ass
cheese.
cheese.
Cass, can you tell us what you
That's
found?
what they look like?
Anything good?
Oh, abandoned speakeasies. They're not going to make this shit public.
There are LA tunnels that celebrities access. I'll find you the article.
Because
but-
he drives his freaking Porsche through there.
Yeah.
Well, I just hear stories about how Leo always takes these secret tunnels to go to weird Eyes Wide Shut parties with the girls he meets at. You know,
Oh,
and
that's
they
when he
makes him
gets
sign
on-
NDAs. So I'll see if I can dig it up for you.
Oh,
But they exist.
please. Well,
so
he
now
takes his
now
fucking
now we're
private
in
jet.
the Leo. We're in the Leo business.
How funny was this with Leo? This is I don't know him. I'm talking about him like, hey, Leo.
Yeah.
When all of the memes come up, you're not on Instagram, but you are, Jamie. Did
Yeah.
you see the fucking memes of him going off on fucking climate change and like blah 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 and how he's against this, that, and the other thing, and then all of a sudden he's endorsing Kamala Harris, and they're showing all the they show Puff Daddy saying, "I am Puff Daddy because I'm 100 years old." I know he's
They know who
P. Diddy
you're
now,
talking about.
but he said, "Who's your number one guest at your parties?" And he's like, "Leo DiCaprio." And then you see Leonardo DiCaprio, and I endorse this this message for Kamala Harris, and it's so fake. It's so fucking fake because you know he doesn't give a fuck who the president is. He's still gonna fucking ride around on his private plane.
What, anything you got to tell us, Cass, over there? The
Under
man
the
on
Getty.
the man on
Let's
the laptop.
go under the Getty, Kaz.
Under the Getty?
Under the
He's
Getty.
Googling over there.
Supposedly they do parties under the Getty.
Did Roseanne tell you anything that blew your mind?
I had a panic attack after I left there because a huge owl, it was in the middle of the day, flew right over the car. And I was like, what the fuck did I just say? It was another one of those moments of doing
What
a
is an owl
podcast.
flying over you mean?
I don't know.
You thought it was an omen?
I don't know. I was just like, what the fuck? But I always get a little nervous after a podcast sometimes. Not with you guys, although I should have been.
I know.
I should
Yeah,
have
they
been
came for you
nervous
last
with you
time.
guys. But I got nervous because we were going so far into shit, and I just felt a little too comfortable, and we digressed so much, so I never finished a point, even though I know I did that here 6 times already.
You do. We just let you go. We let you let Drea cook. They say.
Grandma. Like
Wait,
Grandma
what?
cook.
Okay, what about this? Let's say you were put in the White House tomorrow, or you had the in where it's like, hey, Trump's still president, but Trump comes to you and he's like, I love what you're saying, I love your ideas. Get in here. What's the first thing we need to do to get back on the right path?
You know what my first line of business would be.
Well, you would
of all
say
people know.
get rid of the Jews. That's so. I only say that because we got a Jewish person on the pod, and it's obviously a joke.
Where am I moving?
The tunnels.
The tunnels.
The tunnels.
Send
Jane.
me to the
Fucking
tunnel.
tunnels in New York were. It was all these Jews coming out of the tunnels.
That's full circle. We
Wait,
just came
Kaz,
full
can
circle.
you find that?
Yeah, that's a
That
real
was a
thing.
good one. They were coming out of fucking Central
There
Park.
were Jewish people in the tunnels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember
What?
that? Did you
Yeah.
see that in the news?
It was like, yeah, I
It
remember
was
they were.
one day in the news
Recently?
and gone.
No, but really,
No.
no, that was a while ago when they were. It was in like, I think it was like they were saying they built them during COVID because of whatever. But really,
Horse shit.
If Trump was like, you're in, like, tell me, what would you say? Let's go top 3, whatever. If you had to go, what can we do right now to get this place back to where you think it needs to be? See, this is what I feel with you. When we really talk about stuff, I feel like it goes to like
What's
a
important to you
vague-
right now?
Well, I think the food. I think changing the food is fucking
See,
everything.
Yeah.
I think
Food
the
is like
fucking
number
food
one.
is not number one.
Right. That's
What is-
why I'm asking you
Okay.
because I don't know. I don't really. I don't dive deep on this shit.
Look.
I really don't dive like super deep like you do. There's levels to this shit.
Well, this is stuff that's, we can't see what's in the food. But if you look up, what do you see? Keep your eyes up. Don't keep your eyes down. Keep your eyes up all the time.
Chemtrails.
Chemtrail
is what-
Kevin, huh?
Chemtrail
That's
Kevin.
you, buddy.
Yeah, because she texts me, but like, what do you text me most about? Like coming, like what I want to eat when I come over.
Yes.
That's what she texts me about.
Chemtrails?
Everything we're talking, she brings everything back to chemtrails somehow. I'm like, hey, you 5 minutes away? She's like, yeah, fucking chemtrails. I'm like, well, what? How are the chemtrails?
That's
in your
why I was
way?
late today.
Chemtrails.
Because I
'Cause
had
you
to
were
make
looking at the
because
chemtrails.
I was posting about chemtrails. And guess what? I'm going to make a confession. I forgot that I was on the show today.
I
okay.
had a feeling when I said
when
I
you
texted
texted me, I was like, thank you, God, that he fucking texted me.
I do it 'cause I
said
know
to
you.
Letty down in my house, or our housekeeper, I go, ay, solamente voy a dormir todo el día. I was like, I'm going to sleep all day today.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was my. I'm all.
I'm sorry,
dirty.
Fidel. We
so
fucked up your
funny.
shit.
I can't believe it. But then when I looked in my phone, I mean, I knew not right when you texted me, but I was like, I thought it was at 5
Yeah.
because it was still left over from.
So see, this is what we do. When I ask you, like, what do you want? What do you want to do? Somehow we get back to like
Chemtrails.
goofing around. So chemtrails is the
Chemtrails.
but you
She's
said that.
answered.
What do you think? Like, I would know chemtrails?
Because I know you, and you said that you're obsessed now. No.
No, I said
Did you not say
you're
that?
obsessed with chemtrails. I don't know.
thought
And
you-
I honestly
Hold
listen.
on a second. Let
There's
me
stuff
go
I
back to our messages.
there's stuff I try and like dive into this. I don't get too deep, but chemtrails is not one. Like
All right,
I'm
hold on.
very
Sure,
surface
for
level. You'll be
this one.
teaching me anything you say. Do you know anything about chemtrails, James?
I have to limit what I know. Does that make sense? Like, I
100%.
can't handle,
The truth.
like,
Yeah. No.
no,
I hear
I
you.
just,
It's a
I
lot.
truly, like,
I'm-
my person
totally.
can't.
It's
like-
too much. I was like you. I'm older, so I
Here you
feel
go,
like,
James. Just real sidetrack. We're really ADHD guys. I'm sorry I have
I
it.
have
but
it here.
Here, so this is the Jewish tunnels in New York
Secret
City.
tunnel in an NYC synagogue leads to a brawl between police and worshippers.
But this is the AP press. This is the Associated Press.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be bullshit probably.
I gotta get the real news.
Yeah.
What's the
you're gonna
real
need my
news?
phone for the real news because here we have the dark web.
Oh, you have the
No,
dark
I'm
web
just
on your
kidding,
phone?
I'm kidding, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
I was like, can you even get that on a phone? Jamie, look.
Oh,
A
I
hidden
don't think this
tunnel
is actually it though.
Jamie, would you like to apologize?
for yawning.
No, for this. For
What's
yawning.
the matter with their secret tunnel?
Well, you're not allowed to dig secret tunnels in New York City.
They came to try and fill it in. They were trying to keep them
Wow, look at this fight.
filling it in. Skirmishes broke out.
Was this in Central Park? That's not the tunnel, is it? Are
No,
they in
this
it?
is in there. They're having a fight with police in the.
Because the tunnels were like deep, they went to different spots. Again, people who know a lot about this, I apologize that I don't know all the I'm
I don't even
nonsense.
know.
Yeah.
I didn't have time for this one, but if you go like on X or something or Rumble and look it up, you'll find that you just won't find it in mainstream media.
The craziest thing is, I grew up in New York City. If I was walking by and saw anyone, but this Jewish guy come with the hat come out of the tunnel, I wouldn't even fucking blink. Like,
No.
I'd be like, yeah, what's for lunch?
Yeah.
Like, there's no,
Same.
New York City is that crazy.
Yes.
Like, if I saw that in Austin, I'd be like, yo, we're about to all die. Like
Right.
But
something
Austin's crazy too, man. It's a little weird.
compared to New York City,
Keep
dude.
Austin weird.
No, but they
It's
mean
not-
weird. Like, look, my
yeah.
hair's blue. Like the
Yeah.
tips of my hair is green. Like, it's not like weird. Like, there's people crawling out of the ground.
Did you see the video I sent you yesterday of the guy?
Did you send me
Did I
one?
send you a
I
video
don't
of a
think you
guy?
sent
He was
me.
standing on top of a fucking, I don't know what, he was standing up on something that had him like 20 feet in the air, and he had his underwear on, and he was screaming about killing everybody.
No,
I,
but there's mental
in
illness.
Austin?
I feel no here.
Oh.
I was like, I feel like I'm back home now.
Yeah, that's New York City, and that's the thing. Like with everything, I feel like when you grow up in New York and you're around the shit, like it's like even when you like people are like she went off the rails, and it's like no matter what anyone does, you're like like things. It's never. It's like it's never like wow that person is crazy. Like I can't tell you the last time I was like that person is crazy, unless like you said they were like throwing feces and killing somebody. Then you're like oh that's crazy. But like the idea of what your threshold for crazy when you grow up in New York City,
Yeah.
I think is
Well,
just
you weren't in the city, right?
I was in the city once I turned 18
Oh, okay. So you were in
for
the
like
city.
8-9 years. Yeah.
Okay, you were in. So yeah. I don't think anything's. I don't even think the homeless situation's crazy.
No.
Yeah.
But I know that it's controlled demolition at this point, so it doesn't feel like what New York felt like back then. Yeah.
Go into that. What's controlled demolition?
Oh my god. You really want me to just fuck? I just keep digging. Hold on, give me
You're not on your
shovel.
Instagram. You're not going to get banned. You only have to worry about us getting.
I worry about you guys.
No,
You
we're
guys are
listen.
the
We don't have
babies.
some huge podcast that they might shut down. We do this for fun because we love doing it. We love the
I
people we do
know,
it with. It's
but-
all great. We'd rather. It's more important that we have fun and say the stuff we want on here, and the people who do, than it is that a few thousand people might listen or not. It doesn't really.
I mean, I could just listen to you make Jamie feel uncomfortable for a little while,
Yeah, well,
talking about
that's
fucking
all the time.
frisky stuff.
Yeah. Well, Jamie doesn't like getting into the sex.
What?
No, I'm saying because she
Go.
knows
Go.
she
Go.
knows that whenever
Go.
we've gotten like into sex stuff, you're always like, like
When you
just-
two?
Yeah, just we talk
No,
about
I want to
sex
hear
stuff.
you.
I'm
You
never
ask her
horrified by you
uncomfortable
guys.
questions.
Cass, when we used to talk about sex stuff on the pod, Jamie gets a little like, what? Like, I don't know if the word is uncomfortable, but
Yeah, she generally is easier to participate in other topics, but she has
Thank you.
participated.
Yeah. What do you mean?
yeah.
Cass and I found out that we both fantasize about being tied up.
right, but that's
Oh.
very vanilla.
Where
There's a
was
movie,
I for
50 Shades of
this
Grey, you're
Vanilla?
allowed to say. I'm just
Well,
saying, like, 50 Shades of Grey is out. You're like, I could
wasn't
say
very
that.
vanilla to me.
Not getting tied
It's
up
not
is, but
vanilla
I'm just
to
saying,
me
like,
either.
saying I like to get tied up isn't like people aren't like, whoa, this crazy person said something, you know what I mean? But like when we were talking about, what was it, the fuck sleeves?
Fuck
Well, I've never
sleeves.
heard of that.
No,
before.
I know, but I'm just
either.
saying, like, there were
See, I'm not
What's
that.
a fuck sleeve?
Jamie,
It's a fleshlight.
Yeah.
What's a fleshlight?
Thank you. Wow,
Google.
do I feel vindicated?
James,
a
That's because we're
fleshlight.
chicks.
A fleshlight is a
Right, you don't look for things to fuck.
something shaped like a vagina.
Here you go.
That you can
Robbie,
masturbate
are you
with.
watching? Because
Look
I'm
at it.
taking
There.
a
Look at
fucking
it.
break.
By the way,
Look at it.
Oh my god, Robbie, do you see this over there?
so porn stars or
He has one.
porn
That's how he
stars,
hurt his back.
porn
Oh my
stars or
God.
OnlyFans stars, they make one molded after theirs
A
and they sign it
stamina
and they sell it.
training
I
unit.
keep getting offers to
a
do things like
stamina
this.
training.
Wow,
and I
Like,
say
oh,
no.
like
Okay.
model your vagina.
Now we're
No,
really
no.
See, now
I
we're
keep
having
getting
fun.
asked to do like to endorse, like, but they never want to really pay anything.
Endorse a fuck sleeve.
What the fuck? Who makes this?
How much would somebody have to pay you? All
They
in.
have them modeled
Wait, you
after
could stick- you
porn
stick your
stars'
dick in there?
vaginas. Yes. And then you put the top
Yup.
and it just looks like a flashlight in your drawer.
So how big does the flashlight have to
They
be?
brought one in for me.
They did. You
Uh-huh.
have one?
Cassim
Well,
has many.
a
Do you
while
guys?
ago.
Oh, look, everybody's
Look, this
clit
is her vagina.
different.
That's her vagina.
See, that's Mia
Oh.
Malkova's vagina. It's custom fleshlights.
My God.
So here's the question. Thank you
Boss
for
I
bringing
am
this
level?
not
up.
What the hell
optimizing
is
my
boss
OnlyFans
level?
page even a tiny
No.
bit.
So
Oh my
here's the question.
God.
How much would someone have to pay you all in, write a check to do exactly this? Say, hey, that's my wait.
Oh, they have one
boss?
that's a butt.
Jamie, tell us what you're seeing.
So Mia has 2 levels. Level up, which is her vagina, and then the boss level, which is her butt.
It's her asshole. But wait, what are that? Looks like DNA chains. What the fuck is
That's
that thing?
that's the journey
That's
the
what I'd
penis
leave in
has
there.
to go on.
Get the fuck out of here. Wait, I don't understand what those pictures are there. That is confusing me. Everything else seems normal
They
here.
have
even-
reviews from Joshua B. Definitely worth it. Oh my god!
They're going to show his dick?
Click on the review,
no,
Cass.
I don't want to know when
Jamie,
it happens.
when we did the game show earlier today, remember the guy said, I loved episode 69 and how uncomfortable you were.
Yes, I know people love it.
It was episode
but I'm just saying,
69
when I
on
say that
purpose.
you get uncomfortable by this stuff,
Oh, look,
you're
it's
like, I
me.
do not, but, you know. it's
That's
you.
me, all chunky. Wait, so they blow their loads?
Boss levels
in?
top tier, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, you blow your load in there. Which,
So
how do you clean it out? I've never had one of these.
You
Cass,
would
have you
not
ever
like
blowed
that.
your
you
load
would not
in
like
one?
that, Robert.
Oh, yeah, it's dishwasher safe.
Did you really use it? You tried it. Oh, the butthole.
Jamie just had a gasp yawn combo.
I'm dying right now. Robbie,
That's
do you
like,
see the
that's
asshole?
like me in a nutshell.
Shocked and tired.
Oh my God. I cannot believe.
Shocked and tired. The tentacles.
Robbie, did you know about this? For real?
Why do you think his back hurts? Yeah, that's what happened. Wait, can you really
Oh my
answer?
God.
Let's answer the question.
I think I have a
Yes.
hair in my
The
mouth.
review is yes. 5 stars. Yes.
stars, yes.
Mariano G.
He's a
Boss
fucking
level,
ginzo.
but, why would you want the butt?
What do you mean?
I don't know. If I'm getting a
it
fleshlight, I want the
tighter?
vagina.
Is it tighter or is it just tight at the edge and then it's a fucking open fucking someone's intestines?
A mouth? Wow.
Oh.
Cass, how much we gotta pay you to get you to
come
Texas to
There's
to
one
be on the
that's
ones and
literally
twos?
the
This
shape
guy's-
of a mouth. with
I'm buying
teeth.
all of
This
these
guy's
this
finding
week.
mouth
Just for fun.
fleshlights. I didn't think we'd be here.
You guys should do. These guys should be
If I
running
didn't do
ads
this
on here.
podcast, I would have no idea about a lot of things. in
Kasim
this
is a
world.
psyop. We were getting to the good stuff, and Kasim's like, "Hey, look at this fuck sleeve."
What's that thing? Does it show the cum receptacle?
Oh, the veins? Why would you?
Wait, are they veins? What is it? Wait, what?
I don't
What's
like
happening
it.
on that
See,
I don't like
James,
seeing
this is
people's
where
sheets.
James, this is where you always
I
end
don't
up.
like seeing people's sheets.
I like seeing
it was
this a
hairy
lot,
wrist.
Jamie. But what? Oh, that's
oh,
his
that's
wrist.
That is
That's
the
a
hairiest. Is
small
that a
hole.
werewolf?
Oh my
What the
god!
hell?
Holy shit! He must have a micro dick.
Teen Wolf.
Look how little the hole
That
I
is.
think it's
man
very
is
elastic.
half
They couldn't sell something if it
But
didn't
what is
grow
the
from
design?
there.
on
Robert
it.
W. Excellent.
Wow.
What's the fucking?
Just so everyone knows, not me.
Not you.
No, unless
What?
it was a full moon, and maybe.
I'm dead right now. I can't even believe I'm learning about this for the first time.
And look,
Wow.
you've sat in an appropriate way for learning
I
about.
can't. The mouth. Look at the
fleshlights.
fucking mouth. Can't they tattoo her
It's
lips?
so creepy.
I've got a question. If you find this, I mean, who cares, probably. But if you find this in Cutter's room,
That's a problem.
see, you don't like fully going here. If,
I'd be bummed
mean?
out.
I'm talking about
I'm
it.
joking, James. If you find this in Cutter's, I think we know which one we'd find. But if you found this in Cutter's room and there's the butt, the mouth, and the vagina, which one would make you more pissed?
The butt.
I knew it was the
The butt.
answer. Why is it the butt?
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think I want to picture that.
Put it in order. What makes you the least offended?
Rob.
See, this is what I'm saying. And then she's like, I don't get it, but I love to talk about it. And then we
I have
get
2 small children that can find, like...
James, that's why I steer clear of the sex stuff. But then when somebody brings it up, you're like, I don't mind.
I go there till a certain point, but then when you're telling me to imagine them all in my husband's nightstand and rate them top 3...
This is what we do.
Like, that's another level. You got to give me some credit of going there, but not wanting to fully go over the fucking cliff.
But I'm saying it's better that I just stay away because I don't know your line. So I might be right
I'm
over the
telling
thing.
I'm telling you, you've
So
reached
as long
the
as
limit.
I stay away from Hutter's fleshlights of anally, I'm good?
Well, now you know. This is one line. This is a
I
line.
can't. So you
okay,
want me
how
to-
about I interject
There we go.
now?
Yeah,
You know what? I have teenage kids. I'll
Great.
answer the question.
Yeah, start
Perfect.
talking about sex. 5 minutes later, Jamie's angry at me.
So that
This is what
Blackjack
happens.
will have a fucking heart attack that his friends saw me talking. Oh, look, this has a 1-star rating. Which one has the 1-star rating? I'll
So
make
these
sure we
are
don't buy that.
Clone a
Willies
Willy.
where you can clone your own penis and turn it into a dildo. And the review
I
section
have a boyfriend who
is-
gave me that once.
Yeah, the review
that's what a
section is just a bunch of
narcissist.
guys showing off their molds.
Oh, come on. Now,
Wow.
Is that on a beer
He's
can?
got the fucking,
It's
he's
on
got
an
the Coke
Arizona
bottle, the
iced
Coke
tea?
bottle cock.
Jeez. Can
Bottle
you
cock.
read the review, Cass?
I like that he has his mosquito catcher in the background with the light on.
I just read through some reviews and I find them hilarious. People claiming that they follow the instructions to the letter and then describing doing something that was not in the instructions. I don't know if this is a good one.
All right. So, all right.
Hold on, that's a
here's
funky wiener
Here's the
right
question
there.
for you, Dre. I don't want to.
That one's warty. It's got I'm a
First try was an utter failure. Second try was a lumpy, short success. The third try worked the best, but has defects and is a little short. My real one is 7 inches erect on a good day.
Jesus.
It's just too much work to try this alone, so I had my gorgeous lady help with the third try.
Let's
Clearly,
see her.
Amazon
Let's
doesn't
see
follow
her.
the rules of banning people like Facebook
Exactly.
and Instagram.
Do you see the back of it, though?
Wow.
Yeah,
It
you
looks
know,
like
it looks
a
like- In the
sports.
mirror?
It looks like
That
a
must
pool
be
noodle.
the lumpy part.
It looks like an old pool noodle when they just.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, see, James, when you open the floodgates, this is where we end up.
It was me. I'm the one who made it happen. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have. And I made.
so
I
back to
made
the
look at
government.
people's
I'm
penises
sorry
now.
if I made him make you
You
fucking
didn't.
feel
So,
uncomfortable.
this is
Hunter Biden.
admirable.
I have one of his dicks from here.
It said the
Hunter
review is
Biden?
by
You can buy
Hunter.
them
The
on the
review
black
is by
market.
Hunter B.
He's been making money on
From
that
Washington,
embarisma,
DC.
the barisma cock.
Chem. So let's say, what's the check that OnlyFans would have to come to you with to say, hey,
Make my asshole.
or you could choose your vagina or your asshole.
We could sell it as Adriana's asshole.
Okay, that's good. We're in character
And when
now.
you come, it plays "Don't Stop Believing."
Wow. I love it. What would the check have to be? Because now you're just giving it all away. If you had to model either your vagina or your butt, whatever, it's your choice. You have to make it as a fleshlight, and you had to go
Maybe
to.
I do my mouth with my buck teeth.
No, we don't want the mouth because
No,
that's
you want the
anybody could do the mouth. It could be anybody's mouth. If it's a vagina,
But maybe I should be a little discreet about my body parts.
What-
Maybe.
what- I'm
maybe I
saying
do my armpit
10
with all the hair on.
10 mil.
it. Remember the hairy armpit?
I remember your hairy
You
armpits.
still rocking the hairy armpits?
Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck. And now I
Yeah,
watch
of
my,
course.
my daughter with the hairy armpits, and I'm like, wow, she's Lourdes, and
Don't
I'm
do
Madonna
that.
now.
Don't do that. Don't.
She's cute. She cleans herself up. My little baby.
Wow.
We're
All right.
hippies, man. We're real fucking hippies. People think I'm a fucking white nationalist. I'm a fucking hippie, man.
I feel like we hit the crescendo, as they say. We peaked. We've done it all, right? Here. After all this talk, here, tell them about your clothing line, Dre.
Yes.
He didn't make you the good hat today, Robbie.
Robbie with the good hat.
These
Tell
are
them about your
small. That
clothing
says
line.
Oh, that's
medium.
cool.
It's a small. That's going to end up being Jamie's.
Yeah, if it's too small.
I just told him to bring simple ones up for you guys because you don't want all the crazy.
Love.
Because we have a lot of like cheeky things about surveillance and chemtrails.
That's a good
and
color for you, Rob.
government
Yeah, that you like the
interference.
camo?
I like that green
We're
for
back on
you.
good terms?
I was never mad at you.
I'm fucking around, James. I love you. I'm kidding.
I
I'm
like when
kidding.
you guys get into it.
Me too, but you know, you
It's
can't.
kind of my favorite.
I love her too much to want to.
Only one time in our entire relationship, especially potting. I had to text him one time and be like, "Are we okay?"
Yeah, you're like, are you mad at me?
Yeah.
Like,
I
right?
can't
You were like, is there
imagine. Only
something
one
I
time.
did? And I was like, no. I was like, I get, So can we end with this?
Okay.
What are the problem with the chemtrails? What are we looking at here?
I know you guys are concerned with food, and we all should
Yes.
be. Food is very important. When you really discover what's in the food, it really is astounding. And, and then it goes into the economics too. Like, Europe won't buy our food because it's contaminated. Why is it fucking contaminated? It's not just the stuff that they're putting into foods in the factories, like the seed oils and all the things that everybody's talking about. I mean, there's a huge wave, even on social media, where they're promoting everything with beef tallow and, nothing with seed oils and
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff, and pushing butter over margarine. Like, you want
Yes.
cholesterol. You don't want to lower your cholesterol that fucking much, or you'll have Alzheimer's. I mean, Alzheimer's has been on the rise. My mom died basically from that. And my father died of a stroke and then cancer. So all of these things are related to all of the diet restrictions, that's all these new ideas. We want our cholesterol up to protect our brains, because our brains are made up of water, fat, all this stuff. I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I don't really know. But the thing with the chemtrails is, it's hard for people to digest this, because people think that there's no fucking way the government would ever do something like
Give it
this.
to us.
but-
End with a bang.
So there's two things. There's chemtrails, which is cloud seeding, and they can manipulate the weather. And if you listen to Lyndon Baines Johnson back in the 70s, I think he was giving a speech for a professor at some graduation, and he says, "He who controls the weather can control the people." And you don't need to start fucking wars. I mean, there is a way more insidious way to hurt mankind, or to leverage basically the sky. You can control the crops. You can control the food. You can control the water supply. You can control the water quality. You can control the quality. Forget about Monsanto and Roundup and spraying your crops to shit with the food industry, which is what RFK has promised. I think he would come in and try to, I don't know how far they'll get, because I don't know how far Trump is in bed with Big Pharma. I'm hoping. I mean, I would think that if you all of a sudden just got rid of Big Pharma, the stock market would completely fucking crash. I don't know.
Network TV would be gone.
I mean, it's a really, there's so many tentacles to all of this. I don't know how, as a businessman, you go in there and fix it all like that. Like, there are things that can be done, but it's keeping people sick is really important to the economy right now, which is disgusting. But chemtrails are one of the main things that can do it, and they can manipulate the weather, and there's patents on it. And this is new information. I got a message yesterday that there's a push towards the Democrats are going to come out and normalize geoengineering the weather, and they're going to say that it's for, people are saying for years, it's bullshit. They even paid millions of dollars to insert the crosses in the sky, the crisscrosses in the sky, in old movies. So you can't say it's new. So they're going that fucking far, because the story, it's coming out. There's no denying anymore. Just look up and you'll see your sky, you're being attacked. And it's a war right here at home by the U.S. government onto the U.S. citizens. And
There's no chemtrails in other countries?
when I was in Switzerland, I couldn't believe. And I thought, this is the devil's playground. They're not going to do it here. They want to protect all these big wigs. They're all there right now in fucking Davos. I have never seen more crisscrossing of the sky in my fucking life. And that's like a fingerprint to a crime scene. There's nothing good in there. And they say it's to block the sun and global warming. The only thing that's affecting the fucking environment is the amount of chemicals they're dumping on top of this earth and into the water right now. And there's tons of proof out there. And because there's so much proof, they're normalizing it. So if you go on to, just in California, the Santa Ana Watershed Project, which is SAWPA, it's SAWPA, you'll see they have a cloud seeding program. They have, it's all about water droughts, and it exists, and it's right there in your face. Nobody can deny it anymore. But what they're going to do, the play here will be that the Democrats will say, because the fucking conservatives and the Republicans, they've been onto this shit forever. Not all of them, but the ones that have gotten really deep into the corruption have, and the people that are really into health now, because for some reason it used to be the liberals and the Democrats that cared about health. California was always so health conscious. It's not like that anymore. Everybody's flipped. The real hippies are almost conservatives now. And a lot of the Democrats and the liberals are just hanging on to some old idea because it's a label that they need to stick to. But the label is not what they believed in. But there's been a lot of weird brainwashing. But this is the kind of shit.
What is it saying about water cloud seeding, Cass?
They had a pilot program in 2020. They're, under the public-facing side of it, they say it's to increase rainfall.
It's chemical rain. So if you test the snow, it is completely, it's all fucked up. The snow is toxic. I kept water because there were giant balls of hail coming down during the big rainstorms here. And I was like, this isn't normal. This is some weird shit. This is generated. And I kept it, and it grew crazy shit on it.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't normal.
Like what did it look like?
And it didn't taste normal.
You ate it?
Yeah, I wanted to know.
She wanted to
Because that's our shit. That's what we're fucking dealing with here.
Wow.
That goes right into your food.
You are a true patriot for eating that.
I mean, so you said, what have I been doing for the last year? I guess I've just been
eating
the fucking yellow snow, man.
Yeah. Wow. Keep it up. We're proud of you.
I just really fucking care.
An energetic nudge.
What does it
all
say?
It takes. The last sentence.
Silver iodide. There's also barium, aluminum, and all kinds of bacteria. And I wouldn't be surprised if COVID fell out of a few of those planes, because there were people getting COVID that weren't even near people.
There's COVID in the planes, guys.
That's my
heard
speculation, but this is real. Like you can look at the patents. You can find the information, like a paperwork that was transferred between like Canada and America at one point. It's our airspace. So my thing is, if Trump and RFK and all of them don't deal with this is the evidence in a huge way. If we don't see clear skies within 6 months at least, I mean, I thought they should have been turned off yesterday. You want to deal with the border, you want to deal with this, letting all these people out from January 6th. Like all of these great noble things are happening. I am very pumped and excited about his speech at Davos today. All of the stuff Trump's talking about. mRNA vaccines being pushed further through Oracle. I don't understand that, but whatever, as long as it's not fucking mandatory. There's a lot of weird plays happening, which I'm hoping are just ways to keep enemies closer and then to expose it later on. I don't know. But if this isn't fixed, then we got nothing. And I really fucking believe that. Then they're all fucking full of shit. Every last one of them. Because you can't control the air you breathe. That's the Lorax shit. That's some major fucking Lorax shit. Make your kids watch the Lorax, Jamie, when you get home
They've
tonight.
watched it 100 times.
Mine too. They love it.
Love it.
But that's what's happening with the air.
My problem is if I ever try and do get into something like this, like I read something and once there's a sentence I don't understand, I just go, I'm too dumb for this. And I go back to doing what I do.
I don't fully understand it. I'm not a doctor, a scientist, or anything.
Right.
I just know. Sometimes you just fucking know. The telepathy thing. Sometimes you fucking know. You start to get downloaded. This doesn't feel right. This does not feel right. And I think people need to start trusting their instincts more. We're like, this doesn't, like, what is this for? Like, and why is everybody lying about it? And why isn't it out in the open? It's going to be out in the open, and you'll see. They'll make it. They'll wrap it up to it is help. We're your government. We're here to help you.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, listen, we could sit here and talk to you all day, but there are people who work here who have families and other people who have families. Jamie has a family. I could sit here and talk to you all day.
Shut the fuck
no,
up.
No. Like I said, I
Not
could
at
sit here all day. But how long was that, Cass?
Oh, you're over an hour.
There you
God
go.
Almighty,
Feels
talk
like we've been talking for 10
everlasting.
minutes. Well, we've really gotten to the bottom of everything today, guys. So thank you for joining us. I think we...
The bottom of a fleshlight.
yeah, let's go. Something I've never seen, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
All right. I will... We'll see you guys next week. If we're not canceled by... who would cancel us?
You're canceled.
Who's the all-knowing... Who would cancel
What are
us?
you on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done. We were
You're
on
done.
YouTube.
Go to
We were.
Rumble. You'll be on Rumble next week. Oh my God, look at these guys.